Hey y'all, I'm Linda, and I am taking over my sister's channel.
Okay, yeah, so she's not really going to take over my channel. That's like a joke. So anyway, she probably will start her own, I think. So anyway, I'm going to interview her, I think.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
So we are both on a weight loss journey, and have decided to do Weight Watchers. I've just started it. You know that if you've watched any of my videos. And then, what are you doing?
Did you tell them who I am? Did I not?
Oh, that's wrong. I'm sorry. This is my sister.
I'm her older sister.
I'm
I'm
gonna leave this in here. She is my older sister, Melinda.
Mm-hmm.
She's way older than me.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm in a whole different decade.
She is.
than
She's
her.
in her 50s.
50 this year.
And
50.
I'm still in my 40s.
She's still in her 40s.
Young
Barely.
40s.
Barely.
So,
Ha
so her name's Melinda.
Mm-hmm.
And what are you doing as far as your weight loss journey?
Well, okay. So when I started back in May, and I started doing my fitness, from you telling me, I downloaded my Fitness Pal, and at the time when I started, I weighed 304. I hope that's a shock to everyone. I hope they don't think that I weigh more than that now. But
of course.
it doesn't really matter. But that's what I weighed. I weighed 304 when I started, and that was May 4th. And well, that's the day I bought the scale. I mean, I started a few days before that. That's the day the scale came. But when I started, what I did was I looked at the calories. Like I knew I weighed 304, so I put in for wanting to weigh 280, and I did the allowance, which might have been 2,800 calories. I don't know. And my main goal then was just to document my weight. We use words like document and chart because we're nurses, but to document my weight, what I ate every day. And I made sure to put everything that I ate. And I did that for a few days or weeks, I can't remember. Then I started watching, because I was worried about just crashing or not being able to keep up, or how I'd feel, or if it would do something bad to me. Then I started watching Dr. Now, and he would put those, I started watching my 600 pounds live.
Watching him.
He's wonderful. I mean, but then these people weighed 600 pounds, and he would put them on a 1,200 calorie a day diet. And I thought, well, they weigh twice as much as me, so I can do 1,200 calories. So I put my goal to eat 1,200 to 1,500, and I mostly stayed, I mean, I've never went over 1,500. I stayed close to 1,200. I went as much as 1,400. I've never went to 1,500. But I got a new phone, and I can't download apps, so now I just write it down, and I kind of have it memorized. And one of the things that I do, like Rhonda mentioned yesterday, is it's really big on portion control, because like if you pour a bowl of cereal, if you don't measure out, if it's a cup of cereal, if you don't measure out a cup, you might be eating 2.5 cups of cereal, because I have big bowls. So I try to eat things like that. I eat things that, like, except for on things that I know have very low calories, like spinach and broccoli and asparagus, I don't really measure those, because I know it's going to be 10, 15 more calories for more. But
and like restaurants, they're a killer. Like, here we have Texas Roadhouse, and a steak is like 5 times, 6 times of what you should be eating.
Yeah.
I mean, it's huge.
And that's nothing. I still eat restaurants, but I plan what I'm going to eat at a restaurant. Like, if I'm going to eat, I look up the calories, and I try to find the lowest calorie item there, and figure it in with my calories. She's doing weight calculation.
Okay, and then what was the part, like the turning point for you, where you're like, this is it, I've got to do something? Because for me, it was so many different things. One was like putting on my shoes was like really a struggle, and it's something so little, picking up a quarter, when I drop it and somebody's like, you dropped a quarter, and I'm like, well, I just left it there.
Yeah.
I didn't have the quarter.
Remember our joke, we used to say, don't bend down for anything less than $5 bill?
Yeah. But when I reached down and picked up a quarter without thinking, it was a big deal to me. But I still struggle with the shoes thing. I buy shoes without laces.
I do that too.
Skechers or...
Yeah, or I wear Birkenstocks.
And then also clothes is, like, I see clothes that's super cute, and I think, you know, I want a shirt like that, and then I try to find it in my size, and they don't make it.
Wow.
So it's just, you know, a shirt. Like, it's nothing like where you think, oh, well, she couldn't wear that because she's plus size. No, it's just a shirt. It looks like a t-shirt, and it's, you know, cute, but you can't find anything like that.
Well, mine was significantly worse than yours because it had really started to affect my health because my weight was heavier than yours. I'm shorter than you. She's about 5'6", and I'm about 5'2", 5'3", so it was significant to be over 300 pounds. I couldn't, taking a shower, I felt like I was going to fall down. I was terrified of falling down, and even very embarrassingly, things like going to the bathroom.
Isn't it weird though that this?
I've heard Obese to Beast talk about how it is hard to
it's
just go to
also
the bathroom.
Walking. You think, oh, walking, you know, just walking and stepping off of a curb would be easy,
But
and it's not
you
at
know?
all. Your weight throws your balance off, and you could easily fall. And
I have fallen.
yeah, I have to just for, and that's really embarrassing.
That's
It's
one
so
of those
embarrassing.
things that they will show those memes of really morbidly obese people, like the woman tipping over on that cart. You know, that ruined her life.
Yes.
And, you know, just people don't have any sympathy for obesity, but I'm telling you what, I gained 17 pounds. I quit work because of my health, meaning I was trying to get healthier, and I ended up just laying around ordering food brought to the house because of the COVID thing. And so I was eating like those Popeyes chicken sandwiches and all this kind of stuff like that. And I ended up gaining 17 pounds in about 6 weeks. And I know that easily once you gain, I could have gotten to 400 by the end of the year if I wouldn't have stopped. I know that. And once you get there, there gets to be a point where there is no return. You're bedbound, especially my age. Because when I watch that show, this is not a big ad for that show, but when I watch that show, those people are usually young. They're 30 or under, and I'm 50. The people that are 50 on there, or close to 50, they can't walk. Even when they lose the weight, they still use a walker or a wheelchair until they get rehabbed. So,
and people shouldn't be so cruel. Like filming that woman when she fell off the scooter. One thing, she could have broken her neck and killed herself, or seriously hurt herself or paralyzed herself. And you shouldn't comment on anybody's looks or anything about them. One of the things I saw on Facebook that I really loved was this woman was talking about her mother said, unless somebody can change something in 15 seconds, do not comment.
right, like if there's spinach between their teeth.
Yeah, or
like
their
that.
hair is out of place or something little that you can change in 15 seconds. Then,
Right.
But other than that, if their teeth are not straight, if they're overweight, just any cross-eyed, anything, don't comment on it.
If you think they may be pregnant,
Yeah, don't say. Don't ever ask them. That
It doesn't
I
mean-
said that yesterday.
it got to be flattering to me though when I'm sitting there with all gray hair and people say, "When are you due?" I'm thinking, well, they think I'm young enough to have a baby.
That has happened to me twice, and it is. First, it made me really bad, and the second, and then the thought about it, and then made me like really upset. But what do you feel like started your problems with weight?
We were talking about this is
Yes.
something very interesting. Is
I know what it is.
When we were kids, up until our 20s, we were thin, but our grandmother really had an eating disorder before they ever even considered things like anorexia, because she had one in like the 50s where she would starve herself. She would eat like one onion a day, or a tomato, or a potato.
Save her gun.
Yeah, and she would read cookbooks at night. She was, and so anyway, she would teach us this kind of behavior of eating less than 800 calories a day when we were maybe 10 pounds overweight. And that's probably part of just puberty. It was probably normal, because that was about the ages that she started on, about 13, 14. She would, it's probably normal weight fluctuation. She, we would diet and then get very thin and then gain back. But it until, so then it gets harder and harder. You can drop 10 pounds when you're young pretty quick, but when you get to be older, it gets harder. And if you've dieted, yo-yo dieted. So every time I would go on a diet, I would like I would lose, let's say lose 20, gain back 30 or 40. Lose 30 or 40, gain back, 50 or 60. And I actually, I can tell some of the things, like you tell some of the things that you did to lose weight. I don't know, I'll tell some things that I did because I've just done a lot of different things.
I've done a lot of different things. One thing I did was I had a trainer and I exercised every single day. And I would, even before he would get there, I would be on the treadmill. I got to where I would run. And also I could take a tractor tire and I could flip that thing by myself. You saw me do it.
Rhonda was doing all right.
I got down, I wasn't like thin, but I was in really good shape. I had a lot of muscle. I mean, I was exercising every day. Every day. I did for months.
We've done Weight Watchers together. Do you remember Figure World?
Yes, that was Figure World. Was the girl kept saying, put it on.
They wanted us to be on 4.0.
Yeah,
and that was hard for us.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, and we weren't that heavy then. But and then we do 30 minutes of cardio and then all the weights, and we did it every single day, and didn't actually lose that much really. That's something else I'll talk is. About the difference. The main thing is eating. Exercises. I'll explain that. And I'm not. I mean, I'm a nurse, but I'm not a doctor. And I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a trainer or anything like that. But I obviously. But
because it has to do with that calorie deficit.
Yeah. But I'll get into that in just a second. But what I did. But you've done different. Weight Watchers. We've done Slim Fast.
I've done Slim Fast. I've taken that Metabolife at one point, which is not good for you. Don't ever do that. Do I make that anymore?
I don't know.
I've done Slim Fast several times.
Yeah, and then we've done just calorie counting and have you ever done low carb or you try? Yeah. So just about everything.
South Beach.
Yeah, we bought that book and did that. Didn't last very long. That was Atkins. That's low carb, but
I tried it was Atkins because I don't know if they had. Is keto something new or?
I don't know. I mean, keto is more like Atkins is more higher protein. Keto is higher fat. I've done both, and I felt better doing. Which they say too much protein is kind of hard on your body, so the fat is the best because it gives you energy. I don't really know. I don't know that much about keto, but I did it for about a month, and then when I did that, I started getting. They always say you can get the keto flu. That's usually like the first few days, but after a month, I was getting dizzy just standing. So I feel like if something doesn't make you feel well and you can't do it, don't do it. Do something different because.
And so I'm gonna be back to where I said last night when I did this Weight Watchers so I know it's right for me. I did this Weight Watchers and I did the Walk Away the Pounds. Again, I feel really good, and we're all sweaty because we already did the Walk Away the Pounds,
and we're in the garage. Okay, so what and I've done this figure. I've done a lot. We've done a lot of things together, but one thing that I did do that she didn't do, and if you're about to do this, go for it. That I wouldn't do this particular one. From my own experiences, I had the weight loss surgery and I had the lap band. I don't even know if they do it anymore, but it causes a lot of problems with, you feel like the food gets stuck and you have to throw up and it's very painful. Now they're more doing the gastric sleeve. So if you're going to have lap band, I don't know if they still do it. Ask the doctor about the gastric sleeve because that's what Dr. Now does. It seems to work better. Our brother had a gastric bypass. He's had great results, but he's had numerous health issues with it. He's been in the hospital about.
They said they were going to take away medicine, which they did, but they added another medicine in place.
Yeah, and he's had to be in the hospital. He's had to have repair surgeries twice on it. So
I would say if you're thinking about doing any kind of weight loss surgery,
try on your own first.
Do research, and also ask other people what it's. Just do your own research. Find out as much as you possibly can, because when I thought about doing that. I really did. And I even went to a seminar, and of course they have these people that have had the surgery talk about it and how great it is and everything. And But then I was like looking at them, and they had the lap band, but they had very thin hair.
Yeah.
And they didn't have like a lot of muscle to them, and they did, to me, they didn't look very healthy.
Yeah.
Their color wasn't good, and that was one of the things I had noticed. And then when I went home and looked at how much you could actually lose, the average weight loss, and it was like 40 pounds.
Yeah. So say if you weigh 260, you get down to 220. It's like, is that really worth it to go through surgery? I don't know. When I had it, my highest weight was 245, and then you have to do 6 months of dieting. Most people don't do it because they say, I'm going to have surgery anyway, I'm just going to eat what I want. They end up gaining weight. Well, I lost 20 pounds. I was like 246 down to 226 the day I had surgery. I remember that. I weighed 226 the day I had surgery. You have to do 2 weeks of liquid diet, which I did, except for I did eat one Big Mac. I thought, I'm going to give myself one. I was thinking I was never going to eat a Big Mac again. Well, that was wrong because I've eaten Big Macs since then. But anyway, that was, I lost from 226, 246 down all the way to 176. And that's the lowest I've weighed since my 20s. Then it would just be like, slowly but surely I could eat more. I gained, and I would get to 195, lose back down to 185, gain back up to 215, lose back down to 195, get up to 230 something, go back down, and until eventually, I remember getting on the scale. I hadn't weighed in a long time. I wouldn't look when I went to the doctor. I weighed 267. Did the Atkins, got down to 230 something. Then kind of gave up the Atkins, gained back again, and then I was up to 272, and then I started doing 1 meal a day. That's another diet. Anything that I can look at how to lose weight, I've tried. I'm serious, and I've done vegan, vegetarian and / vegan. I did vegan 1 day a week. I did Atkins. I did Nutrisystem. Remember, just for a week, I hated that food. That was gross. And then I did Weight Watchers. You might like Nutrisystem. Just for me, it was gross. And then, and I'm not picky. And then, so I've done everything. Calorie counting, whatever. Okay, and then, what was I talking about?
What kind of diets? She's done pretty much every kind of diet.
So then I found 1 meal a day. I loved that.
The diet that I thought of, and I really came close to doing it, was somebody had mentioned that, what is it, Optifaz or whatever, that Oprah had done.
Yeah, but let's get back.
Again, I did my research. It's not good. Don't do it.
But I did 1 meal a day, and that's it's a kind of intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, you give yourself a window, an 8-hour window, usually 6 or 8 hour window, where and then you fast the rest of the time. With 1 meal a day, you eat 1 meal, and it's 1 plate, 1 meal, and 1 hour. You have 1 hour to eat it, so it doesn't mean like you can eat a whole. It says this isn't licensed to eat a whole pizza, but you can eat a couple.
I'm so sorry, guys, that I lost some of the footage, but if you like videos like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you can watch me lose